Where do we start? I'll start with the end part, or the end part I'll save for you. But we're going to talk a little bit about options, if you guys don't mind. Actually, there's two things. Yeah, we'll start with the options one because you'll like it. I remember when I gave you guys, someone was asking me about averaging down the other day. You guys remember? We were talking about that. Remember? And then someone's like, when do you average down? And then I gave you the example of cooking. You guys remember that? So I hope you do remember that. And I thought of a better example. I was driving, and this is what happened. I was driving in my car, and this is why I wrote this down, because I thought about it. I kept thinking about that example for some way. And I was like, what's a better example? And it just reminded me of chemical reactions. Because options or volatility is literal chemical reactions. So I want you guys to understand this with options. This was a little option philo I had, is that what we're doing here with options and trading, I want you guys to realize this is science. And it's science. It's like a science video game is what I started thinking about. You have to realize you guys are watching me every day with options. And I think this is, I'm putting this as philo because I believe that if you could get into the mindset, it will help you perform better. I think you guys need the mentality to go about this to be very, very good at trading. So I do believe this is philo. Again, we're going to talk about some other stuff here, but I'm starting very, very financially here. And I really want you guys to understand that we are all playing a game here. It's like a video game. And we are running tests on chemical reactions. You are trying to find a formula, yes or no? You're trying to find a formula of what's going to make money. You're trying to figure out, okay, if I mix these compounds together, it should equate profit. It should make me this, or it should explode and go crazy, right? And that's what happens. Because what's going on with this average down situation, with the IPOs, everything, how many of you are making a trade? You don't understand the science. You have somebody like me, I could show you, you could watch me do it. But what happens, what did everybody do on IPOs? They got this chemical, they got this compound, but they threw in too much. So a lot of people poured in chemical A on their first IPO trade. They didn't plan on holding it. They didn't have plan. They pretty much, a lot of you guys, how many of you are making this mistake because we're running tests, but you're doing your trades, you're only doing your first trade, assuming you're not going to run another trial. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what happens. Some of you are saying, I'm throwing in all $15,000. You're spending your money, but you're not assuming you're going to run another test. And that's what you have to realize. This is like a video game. I hope you know you're paying for your chemicals. That's how it works in real life. You realize that? Research and development, if you want to make a product, if you want to test something like this, of this nature, you literally have to buy certain chemicals and compounds. Do you see what I'm saying? So how many of you guys are buying only enough for one test, throwing in your one test, assuming your first chemical reaction is going to work? Think about that. But then what else happens? Some of you pour too much of the IPO, like on the IPO day, and then what goes on? It starts to go down. What's the reaction? It gets hot. Some of you start to feel the heat. So I think it's interesting because I want you guys to just understand this, that we are playing in a game where it's literally, you are all coming to a laboratory every day. And depending on what you mix, you're either going to feel the heat or it's going to get cold. It's going to cause some reaction. But this is a game where you have to pay for materials. You have to pay for your studies. Somebody has to fund the trials, dude. And if it's not working, some of you need to get a hint. Oh, sorry about that. But think about that. And this is why I want some of you you're not good at understanding this in a financial sense. I want you to look at it like a video game. This is a video game, and you need enough money to just unlock chemical A, chemical B, and if you run out of chemical B, you need to buy more chemical B. Do you see what it's like? A card in a video game. You see what I'm saying? And that's where you guys have to come in here and prepare for that and think about this and how we're going to run these tests. But now you also have to understand, this is where a lot of you, if you don't get this point, you're missing one of the number one factors of economics. Do you guys realize the number one factor in economics in this world we live in is that economies in the world have limited resources? Do you guys realize that? Everything is finite. That is the whole that's the whole basis of economics. Do you realize that? That everything is a limited resource, even yourself. You have a limited amount of time. You have a limited amount of energy that you can exert. Even there's a limited amount of available compounds in the earth. There's a limited resources of natural resources and all of that. Do you see what I'm saying? Time is a resource, exactly. So how many of you are coming here every day to this laboratory now and you're not planning for multiple studies? You're feeling the heat and then you're getting burned and then running away, but then you've been burned the same time by putting too much of a compound in at the beginning. And then how many of you are operating as if when you make your first test, you're operating on this guideline or this basis that you have unlimited resources? Think about that. So that was my first thought. That was just the option philo I'm starting with. I want you to think about this because I think a lot of you, this should help if you're a gamer. Because I'm starting to view this, because I could view it financially, but I was like, dude, some of you, you don't understand money, but you understand video games. This is a strategy-based game where you're just mixing chemicals and you need to get the resource. That's it. It's like a card in a game. It's unlocking that card. That's all you have to do. And you could only, if you fuck up that card, you have to wait 15 turns to get the card again. You're going to wait 15 turns to get the money back. It's just like playing a game where you press a button, put chemical A here, oh, chemical B here, oh, what happened? It blew up. Oh, shit. Okay, do we have enough to run another trial? That's what's going on. Yes, it's like RuneScape. It's like, exactly, and there's finite resources. How come you guys understand that, but you don't get it in the market? That's why I don't get when people are buying, throwing all their money in. Like, you would have played a fucking RPG way better than this. It makes no sense. It's like a chemical turn-based game. It's like Mob Wars or some shit. That's an old Facebook, MySpace game. Do you see what I'm saying? Where some of you now, that's why some of you are feeling the heat. You threw in your chance card. You hit this card, you did this, and it blows up. You feel the heat, but you didn't think about, okay, well, how do I balance that chemical reaction? Oh, it gets too hot. Wait 5 turns and then add chemical B in 7 days. Or in 7 turns, you go and do that. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to explain to some of you guys, because it's chemical reactions here, though. And you're waiting for, it's a turn-based game, but you have to wait for, you have to know that if I have this power-up, if I wear my boots, and if I wear this item, okay, it will do this. But some of you have to wait for it, and at the same time, no real scientist, no real good gamer, you're not going to throw in everything at once. Okay, so I just hope this gets you, that's what I was saying. I'm putting this as philo because I want you in the right mentality when you're opening up your damn computer every day. Because some of you fucking suck at money, but you're really good at video games. And this should be easy for you. Some of you you could understand, don't take all of the Tylenol in the bottle, but you don't understand throwing in your whole account on an IPO. Do you see where this has to just do with mindset? Because you guys get this commonsensically. You already have this in you. You know how this works. But the question is, why are you treating this like something just brand new and unique when it has the same categories? It has the same characteristics. So, hopefully it works. Hopefully this helps. That's the first one, okay? Second, here's the second philosophy. Another weird mindset thing. Somebody hit me up the other day, and I love this message, man. I loved it. It was beautiful. And they said, Josh, you have no idea how much you inspire me and in the role you've played in my life. He's like, I know you say this and you say that, but he's like, I don't think you get how much it's helped me. He said, I listen to you every day. He said, you're like the voice in my head just telling me this and all that. And I thought about it, and I'm going to tell you something. Are you ready? Is everybody sitting down? Is everybody sitting down right now? I need to make sure you're sitting down, please. I don't want any of you to get too freaked out. Are you all sitting down? Are you ready for this? Are you in a place where I could drop a bomb on you? Yeah? Awesome. Well, I think after I got that message, I thought it'd be a good time to tell you this today. The voice you're hearing, just think with me for a little bit. Am I Josh? Or am I your future self? Let me say that again. Am I Josh? Or am I your future self? I'm going to pause for a second to let that resonate for a little bit. Really think about it every day. Think about the stuff that I tell you. Think about as we talk, everything you hear. A lot of you think you're listening to something. Remember, I said you're not listening to anything. This is your future self telling you, I wish we bought that in the long. You got to do this now. Today is you get the long term. You hold it. You do this, you do that. A lot of this stuff, this positivity, some of you say, I get hope from listening to this, because there's literally a voice in your head of your future self, and that's what the future self tells you. The future self is guiding you, telling you, hey, prepare for this, do this. You're not getting excited and I'm giving you hope. You're hearing the future self in this. You're realizing that, wow, because you're in your situation today, but you hear what I say and you're getting excited. You're getting opportunity. You're feeling it because you realize it's possible. You realize it's hope, and maybe you've realized at this point, I'm just talking to you from the future now. And this is you telling you, hey, if I do these steps, it's clearly possible because future self is already there. Oh, I know I got to do this now. So now you guys, it's just a different view. So I hope a lot of you are giving credit to your future self now. And yes, this is an analogy. Yes, I could use this to fuck with you in the Matrix, but the point I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not really your future self. I'm just a tangible voice, ironically, because it's intangible, a voice, but you get what I'm saying. Because for some of you, you're not listening to your future self. He's too quiet. You have not paid attention to him. You have not given your future self a voice, because the current of today, the literal current, both the water and the pressure pushing on you in your current position in life, is drowning out that voice, the value to the future, everything. That's why you got me reminding you. And it's funny because some of you, I realized how you treat me. I am your future self, you fucker. That's how you treat yourself. Some of you, when you hear the future self tell you, hey, you could do this, you could do that, you could do this, some of you attack it. Some of you have given a voice to the attacking side and are more likely that when you hear me say something hopeful, give you a message that you're from the future self to current self, how many of you would start and say, no, that's not true, that's this. No, you got to pay taxes. No, this is whatever you can fucking type on the keyboard. Some of you attack the future self. Some of you, how you treat the prospect of the future getting better, it shows you a little bit. And then that's why it makes sense, because some people end up embracing it here. And some people, I could tell when they show me love in a weird way, I'm even like, why are you so fucking nice? Why are you so, why is this person so positive? And then I kind of realize it, because they realize it. They realize the future investment. They realize the future investment in their self and their life. It doesn't matter whether I'm a real voice from the future or not. It don't even fucking matter, because something clicked for them. And that's how they treat themselves. That's how they realize at one point, they're like, wow. They start loving everything around them. both future, past, current, everything. So what I'm trying to say about this is that I love all of you, and I hope you do get motivated, and I hope it turns something on. And what that is the future self. Because some of you, I have gone through a lot of different stuff. Some of you follow, some of you are literally me at an early stage. It's wild to think about. We have a lot of different experiences. Some of us are very different, and you still fit that mold. It's kind of crazy. And that's the idea here is I hope you guys are giving credit to your future self, and I hope you're listening to him or her. And I hope you're giving it what it needs, and I hope you're valuing that voice there and don't let anything else distract that. And don't get negative about these future prospects or saying there's more in the future, there's more you can do, that there's you can invest now, you're going to sacrifice a little today for more in the future. It's the future self. You need to give him a voice. It's great that I'm reminding you, and honestly, I'm blessed. I didn't realize that I am being that future voice for some of you every day, and I love it. It's awesome. But at the same time, you all are you. You all have that ability right now. Are you listening to the future self or not? Are you thinking about him or not? That's the question. So that's the second philosophy that I thought of. Are you ready for the final one? This is now, I thought, again, I had a weird random, usually, if you guys have listened to the Philos, there's usually a sense of order, because usually, like, I get down one thought, and I kept having these random thoughts, and it was weird, and even then, this has been one thing that keeps coming up, because I feel like I want to do certain things sometimes, or I'm like, hey, maybe I could go back to this, maybe I could do that, or at the same time, stuff that I know is not good for me, I want to avoid it, but it's hard. Have you noticed that? Honestly, remember when I said today, I was like, hey, we're the people with credit card debt. Oh, no, I've never been in credit card debt. Oh, no, I've never had to do, I don't want to talk to those people. I want to talk to the people who want to do good things. I want to talk to the people who try to be positive every fucking day, and then they realize you want to do good things, but for some reason you still have a desire to do other things, and that there's still the little Yolo Demon creeping. There's a little bit of Yash there, and it's very challenging. Does anybody feel me? I know some of you are very holy people. You're perfect. I get it. You don't know what a 40 ounce is. You don't know any of it. I understand. God bless you. I wish I was you. But I know there's some people who, at least I got my people here who could relate. It's very, very difficult. And honestly, Paul said the same thing in the Bible. Paul said, he's like, I don't get it. He said, my spirit wants to do right, but I always do wrong. I have ideas to do good, but my flesh pulls me back and I do stuff like that. It doesn't make sense. So that's what I'm talking about here, because I go through that every day. I hope you guys know that. That as me personally, I know some of you see me as a leader. Some of you see me as getting to this level, doing that. Fuck all that shit. Because at the end of the day, we're all human, and this is something I go through a lot, where it's like, man, I love positivity. I love feeling good. I love doing this stuff. I like doing good things, but damn, bro. I don't know why why do I get that idea? Like, why do I want to do that? Why do I still get pulled by stuff that I'm supposed to have grown out of? You know what I'm saying? I hope somebody feels me. I think some of you do. So I keep thinking that, and I don't know, I think your prayers for me are working. I love you, and I hope mine are working for you too. I know they are. But this is a phrase I've been repeating to myself. I don't know. It comes out of nowhere. I don't know why. And then it comes back, and I love it. And it just reminds me of Paul. There's at one point Paul says this, and this is what I want. And this is what I just remind myself, and it distracts me long enough. It gives me like a little sense. It's like taking a hit of something, bro. It's weird. It lasts long enough to distract me from what it is that was fucking with me. Okay? And here's the phrase. I am lacking nothing. That's what I realized. Because that's what Paul says. And I don't know. I just keep aspiring to be like Paul. Because at one point, Paul says that. He says, I've been a rich man. I've been a poor man. I've been here, I've been there. He said, I've had this, but I've learned that I'm lacking nothing. And he says, I've learned to live in any circumstance and be good. And that's what I realize. That's why I keep saying to myself, where I'm like, I'm lacking nothing. And that's what I want. That's that personal development. That's that level of working in your own gym is what we've been talking about. And this is what I'm saying for all of you. This is what all of you I want for you. And this is what I'm working on myself. And this is what it gives me it. This is that phrase I remind myself is what Paul said. Is I'm lacking nothing. I've learned to deal with whatever. That's because that's what this is right now. When you go through those, when you get that pullback pressure after you're making these steps forward, when you get that pull from bad when you've been on good, when you get the cold when you've been going hot, the question is, can you withstand anything? And it's coming down to that. And I've realized, I just keep saying that to myself. I'm like, I'm lacking nothing. That's what I'm aspiring to be able to handle any of these levels. And that's where I feel like God is pushing me to get to a certain level. And you need that mentality, because there is going to be up and down. There is going to be everything, but it's coming and having that conscious realization that I'm really lacking nothing. And I've learned to survive in this and that. And if I can learn to survive in this, I am truly lacking in nothing. It's understanding that concept. So I hope I can remind all of you it's in you. And you really are lacking nothing. And if you could take that second in the midst of things to think about that, the truth of that statement might hit you. It really will. And that's what I've kind of been sitting there and I'll be like, huh. And it just because I think about it and then it distracts me and then I keep thinking about it. And then before I know it, I don't even know what I was tripping on. So I hope you guys know you are lacking nothing. And that's what we are acquiring to get to too. Is to understand that you could live in anything. Any situation, any circumstance, any environment. You could be around any person. They could be stupid, dumb, smart. They could be successful, poor. They could be toxic. It doesn't matter, because you are lacking nothing. And if you could learn to survive that, this is what these instances are here to train you. These are your tests and battles right now every day. Is for you to come to this conclusion and say, I am lacking nothing. Why am I getting so anxious? Why am I tripping on this? Why do I truly desire that if I am lacking nothing? Why do I want to do that? It's because you feel like something's missing. This is our goal. And you're going to fall back at times. I get it. But this is that key. I don't know. It's distracted me and it's got me thinking. And as long as I could remind myself, I've found a little gateway through that. So this is my reminder to you that you are lacking nothing. And when you go through these moments, I hope all of you are using this to your benefit, that this is why you're in your training ground. This is why you're battling what you're battling. You're going through this, and it's to get you to that development point where you will truly lack nothing, but you can't get there till you realize it yourself. All right? So you're lacking nothing. Live your life, baby, and kill it. And don't fall back. Don't let longing distract you from that truth that you are lacking nothing. So I hope that helps you. I hope you could tie all of these random sporadic philos into one. And I hope you guys are ready for 2021, man. Again, I told you I started my 2021 a while ago. I hope you guys are ready. And I hope you guys get a running start. And I hope you guys learn from all of this. And honestly, this is what's going to be necessary for some of you. Like, for real. Some of you got to get sat down and told this right here. You are lacking nothing. And if you can't pass this test and you want to take it to the next level, some things worked in the past, dude. Great. It's not going to work now. Or that's it. It was acceptable to the level that you're already at. You know what I'm saying? God's even chill with it. You could fuck around to a certain degree. Low key. But some of you want that you need to overcome that next level. Okay? So I hope you guys are there. Or I hope you're ready for it. I hope you just desire it. That's all we need is a little desire. That's fine. Don't stress too much on the steps and process because that's what it is, that desire. And I hope this desire pushes you to this thought every single time you're challenged, tempted, whatever. And if you have that desire and don't let that die out, it's going to be a very, very good year. I promise you that. You guys understand that? Can I say that again? Yeah, if you do not let that desire dry out, don't let it die out, it is going to be a very, very good year. Are you thirsting and hungering? But it's different. It's knowing that I want more and I'm going with it, but I'm still lacking nothing. Do you see what I'm saying? But you still have a desire that isn't grounded in lacking stuff. I really hope you understand that because I'm really excited for this next year. And I'm really excited for my billionaire. And this is what it's going to take. We need that desire, but that desire cannot be embedded in lacking things. I want to be good, but I feel like I need this. No. I know I don't need anything. I know where I'm at now, and I know that is why I'm going through this, is so that I can realize I'm at that level where the world and God is trying to prove to you and show you the truth of the matter that you have what you need. So keep that desire and keep it grounded in that level of positivity, and don't fall back. Honestly, I love this verse. It just says, man, you're running the race so well. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you turn back now? You were running the race so well. Like, do you think God wants you to fail now? Like, honestly, do some of you think you were taken through 2020 and dropped right here with everything, the ups and downs? Some of you had either great success, some of you failed miserably. But do you think it was all for you to just stop right here? I don't think it was. I would doubt that extremely. So, I don't know. I hope you're ready. And I hope you're excited about it. And I hope you get through these challenges and tests for that. But get ready, baby. It's honestly just beginning. Isn't that a weird thought to think of? Some of you have been here for a long time. It's just beginning. So, I hope that helps you guys, honestly. And I really, really hope you take this and just run with it, man. And the cult will be here for you. Your brothers and sisters in here. You got people here rooting for you. You got people trying to do the same thing. So let's go. But it's on you. You know what I'm saying? You have the backpack. You have all the gear. I can't convince you of what you have or don't have if you can't look at what you got and just accept it. Like, I can't. For real. Some of you keep chasing a lot of things. And I'm like, dude, you look at all of what you have. And if you can't realize it, you can't realize it. But that's on you. And that's what I'm saying. Some of you, childish things work for child. You could be a child till you're not a child. That's why some of you, you're going to still be in that stage. And that's fine. You still got to develop. Some of you, next level's coming. Time to put away certain things. But don't go back and don't quit. You did not get taken this far for no reason. I promise you that. So just don't forget that, and don't forget you're lacking nothing, my friend. I just hit the fucking mic. That hurt. But take that to the bank, ladies and gentlemen. That is your philosophy. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. You're on mobile. Press hi chat. X out the chat. Hit the thumbs up button. Second link for the Nightly Watch This in main channel. First link for the Scream Alerts Bootcamp and Real Estate course. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. Keep it positive and respectful. New guys, don't be too shy to say hi or too high to say shy. We're glad you're here. Claim a blessing, baby. Get ready. I'm lacking nothing. Let's go, baby. I hope you know you're lacking nothing. Lacking nothing.